What if your comfort zone isn't really comfortable, just familiar? And what if it's not comfort that is holding you back, but habit? This video is really about that comfort zone that people refer to as comfort zone, but I'm going to share with you a different spin on it so that if you feel like you're meant for more, but you can't seem to break through that invisible wall, then this video is for you and I'm sure you want to stay tuned. But before I get into it, for everybody who's new to my channel, hi, my name is Martin and I made it my purpose and my mission to share with you here my learnings, my lessons, and my failures of and from life with the hope that I can inspire you to really take charge of your own destiny, that you are in the driver's seat of your life, not on the passenger seat, and that you are living on your own terms through the ups and downs and in-betweens of life. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would really appreciate it. It would mean the world to me. And if you already have, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for your support. So now let's dive into it. Comfort zone has nothing to do or barely anything to do with comfort. And that's where so many people actually get it wrong. Because think of it. When you are going through life and there is something that you might actually already be aware of that you do not really like the way it's unfolding, does that feel comfortable? If the answer is no, then comment below and tell yourself or share with us that you are aware that this is not serving you. The thing is, when we are in that comfort zone, it's usually not even our own choice, and it's not because we feel safe. Like I said, barely ever. There are certain occasions, I'm going to share that with you in a bit, where the comfort zone is actually something positive and you can benefit from it. But for the most part, when we hear about comfort zone, it's when it's about goals or when you are in difficult situations where you don't feel like you can get out of them. It has nothing, in those situations, it has nothing to do with comfort. That's why I call it something completely different. I call it the habit zone. The reason is because in that, like if you reframe comfort zone to habit zone, there is, first of all, the internal conflict or those voices within you might soften a little bit. Because for a long time when I used comfort zone with my own experiences, I was like, why should it be comfortable? I don't feel comfortable. And if it's supposed to be comfortable, why would I change it? So I couldn't really use or make use of the concept of comfort zone because of the terms that are used when it comes to it. So through the coachings I've had with my clients, I started to call it habit zone. Because if we really look at it, within the comfort zone, we have patterns, we have thoughts, we have beliefs, we have behavior, actions, people that are in our lives, the way we interact with people, the way we talk and act towards ourselves. That is all part of the habit zone. So basically, life is a habit zone. It's basically the biggest, not the biggest, the only habit zone there is. It's the totality of life. And everything we do in life is based on habit, not because of comfort. I don't know who came up with that word, but it's so misleading. Because if you look at the way we humans function, and I assume if you're watching this video, you're a human, then, sorry, little joke aside, but now I lost my thread, great, but looking at being human, that's it. We have our mind, and the mind is kind of like divided into conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is really our thinking mind, the analytic mind, where we are aware of things based on our senses. Our thoughts are really a mixture of like the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, because so many thoughts that we have are not created consciously. They're triggered or they're created by whatever is going on in your subconscious mind. In the subconscious mind, it's like really the autopilot of who we are. In there we have like the paradigms, the programs. It's kind of like, when you are taking an airplane, you have the autopilot, it's set toward a certain destination and it's just going to go there. If it gets off course, it's just going to adjust back to the original course. The only way it can really change direction usually is when the pilot takes over and really changes the direction and turns off the autopilot. The reason I'm mentioning that is because we are, as human beings, we are kind of like airplanes. So our physical body, like the things we do, how we go through life, it's kind of like an airplane on autopilot. We are acting and talking and behaving in a way that is so often not even like a conscious choice, but it's based on our subconscious programming. And there's fantastic things that come with it. Like we don't have to learn how to walk and talk every single day over again. We don't have to remember how to brush our teeth. We don't have to think about like, oh, which muscle do I have to use to pick up the glass of water and drink it? How does the swallowing work? And all those things, like they are programmed in our subconscious mind. Once we learn certain things, we just do them. And the thing is, those positive impacts kind of those habits, of that programming, it's rather small compared to, especially when it comes to our goals and our dreams and vision, compared to the negative habits and programs that we have. Now, why did I just say habits? Because a program is nothing else than a combination of different habits that we have. And a habit is something that we do over and over and over again, and we don't even have to think about it anymore. We just do it. It's a habit. And when we look at the habit zone, now there are situations where, of course, I want to make sure and clarify, there are situations where what I'm sharing here with you, the concept might be applicable to it, but the making a change might not be as easy because of safety, like physical safety, mental safety. If you are in an environment or if you are like in a relationship where you are being abused, if you change something, if that means danger to you or to someone else, then of course I would absolutely not recommend doing the things or applying certain things that I'm sharing today. But maybe it gives you some clarity of why things are happening the way they are in your life. But like I said, it does not apply to everybody. So I don't want you to feel left out, and especially I don't want, if that is you, then I don't want you to feel like I'm saying something that is not applicable to you, and because I don't want people to feel like, why is this not working for me? Like, is there something wrong with me? Absolutely not. There are situations where this is just not gonna work. Like anything that I'm sharing on my channel, so many things, or everything that I'm sharing on my channel, for a lot of people in a lot of situations, it does not work. I created a video a few days ago where I talk about like the dark side of the new age self-help, where it's like all about like, you are the creator of your own life, like it's up to you, you chose to be here, and all those things. I'm like, it can be applied to certain situations, but not to everything and everybody. So, like I said, if this is you, maybe you still want to continue watching this video, and maybe there are other areas where you can apply it, or when the time is right, where you feel like you are in safety, you can also then apply this. But for everybody who is kind of like in a safe environment where it's not dangerous to do it, then I would recommend that you also stay, and I'm going to share with you in a little bit the ways you can really step out of the comfort zone, and I'm going to share with you what that actually means. So if you are in like a safer environment, then the habits that we create throughout life are responsible for the way our life very often in a lot of situations looks. And that doesn't mean like I'm blaming anyone for how their lives is, but because a lot of times it's like a generational thing. If we look at certain habits, certain things that we do, certain things that we believe in, our society basically, it's the way it works is because of generations and generations and generations ago. Somehow it started to go into that direction. And basically when we enter this life, we are just born into it, and we adapt to it. We are kind of like taught to fit into this kind of like societal programming. The thing is, it doesn't always work, and very often we feel like we're stuck, we cannot change anything. But the thing is, the first step to real change is awareness. When you become aware of, first of all, what things are good, what are not, like what things are not so good, or what are things that are in alignment with the life that you want to create, with who you want to be, what is not in alignment with who you want to be and the life that you want to create. What things are serving you and what things are harming you. The people that are surrounding you, are they encouraging you? Are they loving you? Are they treating you the way that you deserve? Or are they people who are naysayers, who always kind of like put you down and talk you out of things? Before we change anything, it's important to start questioning ourselves, to reflect on our lives, on who we are, on our patterns. Like look at situations, and if you're like, oh, this is happening over and over again, like I did in the beginning of this year when my relationship ended. I was left once again, and I started to look at my patterns. How am I showing up? And especially, how am I showing up after a relationship ends? The way I talk to myself, the way I see the world, the way I don't see the world, where everything is just black and I'm like, I don't see a purpose anymore and all those things. I'm like, that's a pattern. And if I want to change the pattern, I have to first be open enough to uncover the pattern. And those things are all in our subconscious mind through experiences, through trauma, through anything and everything that we've been through in life. And it all starts creating habits. And when it comes to the habit zone, like I said, it's not comfortable. Very often it's incredibly painful. So why don't we not call it pain zone? Like, why is it comfort zone? This is bugging me. Anyways, it's the habit zone where all things that you do, think, the patterns, they're all in that zone. And you can, like, there's this thinking around comfort zone where it's like you cannot step out of your comfort zone. You can only expand your comfort zone. I don't really agree, because if you call it habit zone, then in order for you to create a new habit, you have to change the old habit. You have to kind of get rid of the old habit. So you're not expanding the habit that you already have. You are expanding, and at the same time you are leaving the habit zone because you're outside of what you are used to. So that is actually one of the biggest steps that is necessary in order for you to change your life. To, after you become aware of it, of what is serving you and not serving you, what's in alignment with you and what is not, the next step is really to, it's courage, it's vulnerability, it's decision making, like all those things, whatever is the most difficult for you especially, that is the next step, that you need to either have the courage, you need to show up vulnerably, you need to make a decision to take that leap of faith, and you are starting to create a new habit. First, of course, you have to also create an awareness of, who do I want to become? What kind of habits does that ideal future version of myself have? How does the future ideal version of myself think and feel and act, behave? Who are the people around that version of myself? Once you have that clarity, and clarity is so important. Most people overlook it and they just start blindly doing it, like starting a new habit or starting a change, like creating a change, but without the clarity of what the purpose of it is, what the version of themselves is that they want to create and grow into. Because if you have a clear vision of who you want to be, and you know exactly what the thoughts are, the daily habits, then you can start making small changes every single day. And if you make small changes every single day, over time, if you do it over and over and over again, guess what? It becomes a habit. It becomes a habit by you doing the new thing over and over again. But now in alignment with who you want to become, where like your future ideal self, they already have what you want, what you're about to create. It's already their habit. It's already part of their habit zone. So you kind of want to create habit zone 2.0 and look at what's in there, and then look at what is one thing that you can change right now to start getting closer to that habit zone, or creating that new habit zone 2.0. Visualization helps. I visualize on a regular basis. In the last few months, not so much, because I was dealing more with the current situation of feel my emotions, like feeling my emotions, feeling it to heal it, like my whole breakup situation I've shared in a lot of videos already, the processes I've been through, where it was really about like the current, like the moment that I'm in right now, and how to express my emotions, how to sit with my emotions, not about the future, not about like any of that stuff, but really about the present moment. But there is a time where I'm gonna visualize again. I started visualizing like my day now, like where in the morning I start visualizing small bits and bits of my bits and parts and bits, whatever, of my day, where I'm like, okay, what is it, like a feeling that I want to create? What is one thing I want to look back at the end of the day and say like, hey, I really am proud of myself that I did that, or I felt great that I did that. And then there will be a time where I visualize more about like long-term goals, long-term changes that I want to create. So wherever you are on this journey of your life, it's okay where you are. And it's important that you're now starting to become aware of what it is that you want to create. And if you're in the healing process, for example, then maybe peace is, or detachment is something that you want to create. Those things could also be in your habit zone. Like for me, it was being attached to someone, to my ex. That was a habit, because then I could talk myself into my negative emotions, which was also a habit. Because then I can be the victim. I can complain about it. I can feel like I can pity myself. I can receive pity from other people, and therefore get validation from the outside. The validation that I didn't get from my ex, because he left me and he was not there anymore. So I tried to get like the validation then from someone else by pitying myself and by oversharing certain aspects of how I thought and how I felt without really wanting to clear it, without really wanting to release it, but just to get like that sympathy. Like, oh my God, I'm so sorry for what happened. I'm like, oh, thank you. So it's really, really important that you are aware of where you are on your journey. But if you're not in a healing process right now, then you can start visualizing your day, your week, your month, year, whatever you want to visualize, and start taking action from that awareness of who you want to grow into. It's kind of like in acting, there's like a fake it till you make it. It's kind of close to it. It's like the act as if. Basically, you look at your future self, you're imagining like already being that version of yourself and then acting accordingly to that version. Because the way you're showing up, the way you start thinking, the way you start acting, it's really going to create over time those new habits, and in the end it will change your results. So again, habit zone is not comfort, it's not about being comfortable, it's all about habits. Thoughts, actions, patterns, beliefs. When it comes to beliefs, make sure that you're questioning your beliefs and ask yourself, are those even my beliefs, or are those beliefs from people that raised me, from people that I surrounded myself with a lot of time during my life? Because the people that we are spending a lot of time with, we can very easily start adapting their behavior and their beliefs and make it our own, and then think they're our own, but we were just influenced by other people. So make sure, are those things really yours? If not, then make sure that you take the steps to change it. The same with goals. So many people have goals that are not even theirs, but goals that other people kind of put on them. I see it all the time. I just recently had a client where when I talked to them, they were like, they didn't want to stay in the job they were studying in, or finished the degree, because they were just kind of fulfilling their parents' wish. It was never their choice. It was never their kind of wish, but their parents. And now they're taking charge of their own lives and going after what they want. So make sure that your goals are actually yours, because this is your life. This is your decision how you live it. And it's time that you step into your own power. I believe in you, so I hope that you start believing in yourself as well. Share in the comments. I would love to hear from you that you are, or what you're going through. You can share your goals and your commitment that you now are taking back your power, that you reclaim your power of your own life, that you're now changing your habits, and that you are no longer conforming to the comfort zone, but that you now are aware that it's all about habits, and that habits are things that you have the power to change. All right, thank you for tuning in into this video. I hope to see you in the next one. As always, lots of love, a big hug, and subscribe, like the video, share the video. It would mean the world to me. And yeah, see you soon. Big hug.